are going to be working on conic sections, and when it comes to conic sections in technical drawing, we are talking about the shapes that we are going to produce when a cutting plane is laid on the elevation of a cone, or when a cone is truncated by a cutting plane in different directions. Okay, so we are starting with this particular one. As you can see, the cutting plane being laid on the front elevation of the cone. So here we have that the diameter or the circular base of the cone is 60 millimeters, and the height is also 60 millimeters, while the cutting plane PP, it touches the center line, the vertical center line of the cone at a distance of 20 millimeters from the base, and the cutting plane is at angle 45 degrees to the horizontal. So we are going to work on the construction of the complete plan. So we work on the construction of the true shape of the cut surface. Then we also work on the construction of the end elevation. So we are focusing particularly on the shape that we are going to produce as the true shape. So we want to look at what it will be. Will it be an ellipse? Will it be a parabola? Will it be a hyperbola? Or will it be a triangle? So we look at that. Okay, so let's start with this particular one. As we have here, this is going to be the first video in this series. So we are going to start with the we are going to draw a vertical center line. So we draw a vertical center line like this. Okay, so we have this vertical center line. Let's take it up a bit. Okay, so here we have the line, and then we are going to draw a horizontal center line. So here we have the horizontal center line. So we have it here. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to divide diameter by 2, and that will give us 30 millimeters. So we take a measurement of 30 millimeters on the ruler with the compass, and we put the pin or the compass here where the two center lines intersect. Then we turn it around, and we have this circle. We turn it around, and we have this circle. Okay, so this is the circle. So this circle now, we are going to divide it into 12 equal parts. So divide into 12 equal parts with the use of the set square. So we divide into 12 equal parts. So with the 60-degree side, so draw this line. So slide it to this side. So using 30-degree side, so we draw from here to here. Okay, then we overturn it. So we overturn it like this, and then we bring it to this point. So we draw a line in this direction, and we bring it to this side. Okay, and then we draw a line from here to here. So we have divided this circle into 12 equal parts with the use of this set square. So the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to number the point on the circumference of the circle, and I usually start with 0. So this is 0. Okay, so here we have this. Okay, so this is 1. So here is 2. So this is 3. So here we have this to be 4. So this is 5. Then here we have this to be 6. This is 7. Here is 8. Okay, then we have this to be 9. Okay, and then this is 10. Then we have this to be 11. Okay, so this is 0 where we started from. All right, so having done this, the next thing that we are going to do is to move up and produce the given view. So we are going to produce the given view. So come up a little bit like this, and then draw a horizontal line here. And then so with the set square, so we are going to draw a vertical line from this point 0. So draw a vertical line from point 0 to touch this horizontal line, and then so come to this point, which is meant for 1 and 11. So draw a vertical line up from 11, then come to this point 10 here. So it is meant for both 10 and 2, or 2 and 10. So draw a vertical line up to touch the horizontal line, then come to this point. So that is 8, which is meant for both 4 and 8. So draw a vertical line to touch the horizontal line. Then come to this point 7. For both 5 and 7, draw a vertical line, and come to this point 6 here and draw a vertical line from here to touch the horizontal line. Now, having done this, the next thing that we are going to do is that, so we come up here. So from this point, take a measurement of 20 millimeters up, 20 millimeters up on the center line. This is 20 millimeters. And then then the total height is 60 millimeters. So take 60 millimeters up, okay? Then from this point, so connect each of these points on the horizontal with the apex of the cone. So this is the apex of the cone. So where we have that 60, so also connect this with the apex of the cone. So come to this point, so connect this with the apex of the cone. Okay, we have this, and also connect this with the apex of the cone. So we have this, and then so connect this point with the apex of the cone, and then so this one also we connect it with the apex of the cone. So we have this now. All right, so now the next thing that we are going to do is to bring in the cutting plane. So the cutting plane is at angle 45 degree to the horizontal, and it touches the vertical center line at this point, which is 20 millimeters from the base. We have already taken that 20 millimeters from this point up on the vertical center line. So what we have to do now, with the 45 degree set square being set at this point on the center line, so we have it like this, okay? Then we are going to draw a line. So we are going to draw a line. It's like we are cutting this part, off. That's what we are trying to do. So we draw the cutting plane. So the cutting plane is drawn with thick long chain line, so passing through the center. So we have this. So this is the cutting plane. So here we have the cutting plane PP. So let's write PP here. So this is cutting plane PP. So we have it like this, okay? So then this part is cut off. So what we have left is this. So we are going to make this line. So make it a thick line from here to here, okay? And then so this line, okay? So we also make it a thick line from here down, from here to here. So we have this now, okay? Now, so this part is cut off. Now, so when this part is cut off, so this is a solid conical solid. So sorry, this is a solid conical shape. Okay. So when this part is taken off, we are going to have a rough surface here, and that has to be shown in the plan, because when I'm looking at it downward, I will see that rough surface, and that rough surface has to be shown in the plan. So that is what you want to do now. So I'm not going to label this point, okay? So this is point, this is 0, this is 111, this is 210, this is 39, this is 48, okay? So then if you look at what we have here, the cutting plane does not reach where we have 5, 7, and 6. So which means that this part is cut off. So we have a particular point here. So let's take note of this point, okay? Now, so what we are going to do now to show the roughness of this surface in the plan, so what we are to do is this. So the cutting plane touches this line 0 at this point. So we are going to project a vertical line from that point down to touch this 0 line. This is line 0. So we draw a vertical line down from this point. Okay, so we take it down like this, so that it touch this line. So this point, so where this vertical line intersect this line 0, vertical line 0 intersect line horizontal line 0 is point 0. Then we come to this point. This is for 111. So we come to this point where the cutting plane touch line 111. So we have to project a vertical line down into the plan. So it comes down like this, okay? So this line touches 1 at this point, and it touches 11 at this point. Then we come to this point, which is for 2 and 10. So move to this point, okay? Then draw a vertical line from here. So touching line 2 at this point, it touches 2 at this point, and it touches 10 at this point here. Then what about that of 3 and 9? Look at this line. This is a vertical line. It's not a slant line like this ones. So for us to get this point 3 and point 9, so what we have to do is that, so we come to this point with the T-square, and we draw a horizontal line from here to touch this slant line. Then we now use our compass to take this distance, okay? So from here, so take this distance from here to here with the compass. So we have this, okay? So take this distance with the compass, and then so bring it down here to the center, so which is the middle point of 3 and 9. So bring it here, then make an arc here. So this is where we have 9, and make an arc down here for 3. So we have these 2 points. So this point is 0.9, okay, and this is 0.2 here, okay. Now, so if you look at what we have here, this is for 4 and 8. So we come to this point for 4 and 8. So come to this point with the t square, the z square, okay, and then so draw a vertical line down from here, okay. So it intersects 8 at this point and intersect 4 at this point. So then, so this point now, so there's no number at this point. So what we have to do is that we are to draw a vertical line down here. So we draw a vertical line down here. So it touches the circle at this point, okay, it touches the circle at this point, and also touches it here. So this line, you can make it a thick line at once. So make it a thick line like this. So we have this line to be a thick line. So this part is cut off. So that is what we are doing. So now, so we need to connect this point together. We need to connect this point together with the use of a French curve. So with the French curve, I'm going to connect this point together. So so we gently connect them together like this. Okay, so then, so we connect this together. All right, so and then, so we come to this side, okay. So we connect this point together, like this, and then so we set this and connect these 3 points together. So we have this, okay. So now, so to now show the roughness of this surface here in the plan, so with the 45-degree set square, we are going to produce hatching lines on this surface. So let's see how that goes. So hatching lines are drawn within continuous line, and they are to be equally spaced, okay, within the space. Don't let it be too don't let them be too close, okay. So just look at the way I'm doing it here. So we have this, and so we have this, okay. So then we have this, and then so last one is this. So we have this. So this shows the roughness of the surface that we see here. So this is now a complete plan, All right, so now, so let's work on the construction of the true shape of the cut surface, and after that we now work on the end elevation. So let's work on the true shape of the cut surface. Now, to produce the true shape of the cut surface, okay, so which will determine the shape that we are going to get. Probably it may be an ellipse or a parabola or a hyperbola or triangle. So let's see what we are going to form. Okay, so now to produce the true shape, so what we are going to do is that we are going to produce a line at this point that will be at a right angle to this cutting plane, and also at this point we produce a line that will be at a right angle to the cutting plane. The same thing here, here and here. So now that the cutting plane is at angle 45 degree to the horizontal, so we need to look at the degree of angle that we add to that 45, that give us 90, and that will be 45 degrees. So we can make use of our 45-degree set square. So with 45-degree set square, I will come to this point. I'll come to this point here, and then I will draw a line. So from this point in this direction, then I'll come to this point. Okay, so come to this point with the set square. Okay, so also draw a line from this point in this direction. Then I'll come to this point and I'll also draw a line. So in this direction from this point. Then we come to this point and we also draw a line in this direction. So we come to this point, we draw a line from here up, and then we come to this point, we draw a line from here up like this, okay? So having done that, so we move away a little bit from the given view, and then we draw a center line like this. Okay, so we draw this center line. So so the next thing that we are going to do is that we need to take the compass. So we are going to start with this line, okay? So this is the midpoint. This line is the middle of each of this point. I mean this point and this point here. So let me call this point here. let me call it, see this is point X, okay, and let me call this one, let me call it point Y, okay. So the distance, the midpoint of XY is this point here, is this particular point here. So what we are going to do, so we take the compass and we take the distance from this point to Y, okay, or to X, any one of the two. Just take any one of the two. So distance from this point to X or to Y is what? Is equal. Okay, so just take it like this. So bring it to this point here, okay, then make an arc here, and then make an arc here like this. Okay, so I believe you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this will be point X here, okay, and this is point Y, okay. Then next is this is the midpoint of 4 and 8. So put the pin or the compass here at this midpoint of 4 and 8, extend to 8 or you extend to 4. Just take any one of them, take any one of them, okay. So so raise it up. So this is line 4 and 8. So put the pin here in the middle here and then make an arc here and make an arc here. So we have this. So this is point 4, okay, and this is point 8. So we have it here. Next we have that of 3 and 9. So this is the midpoint, okay. So extend from that midpoint to 9 or to 3, any one of them. So this is line 3 and 9. So put the pin here, so make an arc here like this and then make an arc here. So I will need to extend this line out a bit, okay. So we have this, okay. So this is 3, okay, and this is 9, okay. Next, so we take the compass again, so that for that of 2 and 10, so put the pin here, extend to 10 or you extend to 2, so any one of them. So take that distance, so take this distance like this, okay. So we take this distance and then we take this distance. So this is line 210, so bring it here, so put the pin here, so make an arc here and then we make an arc here. So this is 2, so this is point 2 and this is point 10. So we have this. So next is 111. So put the pin at this point, which is the middle of 1 and 11. So take this distance, so gently take it, okay, and then so we come here. This is line 111. So put the pin here, so put the pin here, so make an arc here like this and then so make an arc here on this side here, okay. So this is 1, okay, and this is 11 and then this point is point 0. So we have this now. All right, so we are going to connect this point together with the use of the French curve. So let's dot out the point. So we have this point, so we have this point, and then here we have this point, here we have this point, so we have this point, so this point here, so this point, so this point, this point and this point. So then we have to connect them together. So we gently connect the point together like this, okay. So I can connect these 3 points together, okay. So here we have this. All right, so then we connect these 3 points together. So I can connect these 3 points. So it goes like this, and then so we now have these 3 points, okay. So let me start connecting these 2 and then so we connect these together. So and then so turning to this side, so turning to this side, so turning to this side, so we connect these 2 points together like this, okay. And then so I can connect these 2 points together, so we have this, and then so I'll connect these 2 points together, so we have this, and then so these 2 points, so we connect them together like this, okay. So we have this, okay. So looking at what we have here, so here we make this line a thick line, so we make this line a thick line like this. All right, so we have this, and then so now so for this particular one, so we are to hash this surface, okay. We have to hash this surface, so to avoid we need to avoid drawing the action line parallel to the quartering plane. So what we have to do, I'll make use of 60-degree side of the set square. So I'm arching this surface. Okay. All right, so this is the true shape. Okay, so looking at this, I can't say it's actually a, a parabola. So, but this is the true shape. Okay, now let's look at the construction of the end elevation. Let's look at the construction of the end elevation. So for the end elevation, so what we are to do is that we are going to draw a horizontal line from this point. So draw horizontal line from this point in this direction. So come to this point. This point is point 3. So then for 2 and 4, so draw horizontal line in this direction. Then for 1 and 5, so you draw horizontal line in this direction, and then this horizontal center line, you extend it so to this side. So we have this, and then so you come to this point. Okay, so this is for 7 and 11, draw this horizontal line. So while this one is for 8 and 10, so draw horizontal line from here, and then this is for 9, so you draw horizontal line here like this. Okay, then coming to this baseline, so draw horizontal line to this side, then coming to, and this baseline is also for this point, let's take note of that. So then coming to this point, so we draw horizontal line in this direction, that is for 4 8, and then this is for 3 9. Okay, so this is for 2 10, so this is for 2 10, so this is for 1 11. Okay, so draw horizontal line like this, and this is for 0, so draw horizontal line from here. So then we come up here, which is the apex of the cone, so draw horizontal line in this direction. Then with the 45-degree set square, because we are producing this in orthographic projection, in first angle orthographic projection, and looking at the object in this direction, we want to draw the left end elevation here on the right side or the front elevation. So we make use of this 45-degree set square, bring it to this point on the front elevation, and we draw this line. So what we are to do now is that, so from the point, so where this line touches this horizontal line from the plan, so we are going to draw a vertical line. So let's start with that of the center line, because that will go up to this point. So we draw it as a vertical center line like this. Okay, so here we have this. Then when we draw from this point, which is 3, so we draw it and it will stop on this baseline. So when you draw a vertical line from here, it stop on the baseline. So this point is for 2 and 4. Draw a vertical line, it stops on the baseline. Okay, then draw for 1 1 5, so it is stop on the baseline like this, and then so you draw for 7 11, it will stop on the baseline. Okay, then draw for 8 and 10, so it stops on the baseline, and draw for 9, it will stop on the baseline. But we can't just go like that. So what about this point X here and this point Y? We also need to draw horizontal line for them. So you have to come here, so for X, and draw horizontal line here to touch this line. Okay, and then you draw for Y also to touch this line. So you draw like this and touches this line. Okay, then we are going to produce a vertical line from this point for X. So draw a vertical line from this point for X to touch the baseline, stop it on the baseline, and then you draw for that of Y and you stop it on the baseline like this. Okay, so let's take note of that point X. So this is for X, so let's take note of this. So this is point X here. Okay, so this is for X, and then so here we have this is for Y, so let's take note of that. All right, so then the next thing that we are going to do is that, so each of these points, we are connecting them with the apex of the cone, so which is this point. So draw this line, let it touch the apex. So draw from here, let it okay, so I'm not drawing that of x and y. So then, so draw this, let it touch the apex like this. Okay, then so draw this one. Okay, let it touch the apex. Okay, then we come here, we also draw from here to touch the apex, and then from this point we draw. So this is for y, so draw from here to touch the apex. Okay, we have this, and then from here, so draw this one to touch the apex. So we have this. Okay, so now, so okay, so this is y. So this point for x is very important, and this point for y is also important. Okay, so we have this. Okay, I'm looking at this line. This line is not straight. All right, so this is point x here. Okay, so here we have point x here. Okay, so next thing that we are going to do is to look for where the lines intersect here. So if you look at this line that we have here, let's start with 3. So this is 3. Okay, I want to start with 3. Okay, we have y here, we have x here. So let's start with that of okay, so let's start with 3. If we are starting with 3, so if I go in this direction for 3 and 9, so let's say 3 and 9, this is 3 and this is 9. Okay, if I go in this direction for 3, this is line 3, so going up like this, so we have 3 along this line. So 3 goes like this and goes like this, goes like this. So we have this point 3 here. So if you look at this, so they meet at this point. So this is 3. So here we have 3 here. So this is 3. And then 9. So if you go on this line, so it goes like this. So this is 0.9 here. We have what? We have 9. Then let's get that of 1 and 1. So we have 1 and 5. So this is 1 and 5. So if I go on this line, okay, if I go on this, okay, sorry, so 2, so 2 goes like this. Start with 2 and 4. So for 2 we go on this line. Okay, so going up like this, so this is line 2. So where do we have 2 here? So we have 2, so we have 2 at this point. This point is for 210. So if I go up like this, this is 0.2. So at this point, this is 2. Okay, so here we have 2 here. And then for 4, so 4, so 4 will be down here. So 4 is down here for this line. This is 4, 8. So here we have 4 at this point. This is 4. Okay, then I can also get 8. So I can also get 8 at the same time. So this is along, so where we have 8. So this is 0.8 here. So here we have 8 at this point. Then I can also get 10. So 10, 8 and 10, they are together. So here we have what we have up here. So this is for 10. So 210, we have it along this line. So this is for 10. So here we have this point. This is 0.10. Okay, now so let's look for that of 1 and 5. So this is 1 and 5. This line is for 1 and 5. I go up like this. So where do we have 1? So we have 1 along this line. Okay, so this is 0.1 here. So here I have 1, then 5. So where do we have 5? So we have 5. So 5. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So 5. Do we have 5 here? So 5 is cut off. 5 is cut off. We don't need 5. So we don't need 5. So here we have what? We have 1. And then, so let's get that of 11. So 11 is along this part here. So with 1 here. So we have 11 at this point. So 5 is cut off. So that's why we are not making use of it. Then 0. So we only need 0 now. So 0 is along this part. This is 0. And then we have 0 up here. So this point is 0.0. So we have this. Okay. So we are going to join this point. We are join them together with the use of a French curve. With the use of French curve to get the end elevation. So with the French curve like this, so I can connect this point together. Okay, so then we also connect this point together and it is stopped on y like this. Okay, then on this side, okay, we also connect this point together. So connect this point together like this. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, so then Okay, so then, so this goes down from here to point X. Okay. All right, so we have this. Okay, so then, so this line, so make it a thick line from here to here, and then so we are going to hash this surface. So we can use 45 degrees set square to hash this. Okay, so hash this surface with 45 degrees set square like this. All right, so we have this. So, but one thing about this is that if you look at what we have here, so when this part is cut off, so we still have this extension part, so which should be shown here. So this line from this point down, we have to make it a thick line from here to here, and then you also make this a thick line from this point 3, from this point 3 down here, so make it a thick line, and then so the whole of this, so make it a thick line up to this end. So this gives us the end elevation. It gives us the end elevation. It's as simple as I've done it here. All you have to do is to practice. So let's meet on the second video for this series on conic sections. Thank you.